My name is Obin Lauko. Welcome. Today we want to talk about taxes. 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 They say we should pay. They say you should pay. One of the things that you have to educate yourself in living in any country, and especially learning about business, is reading about taxes. Reading about them, because those of us without business education, as in going to school and learning, accounting, costing, those things, business administration, most of us will not come into contact with what tax, actually means. And so you should, especially those of you who have started business, learn about it, because one way or the other, you will come into contact with it, and it's important that you educate yourself. I remember the first time I came into contact like that, they said that PAYE, it means pay as you earn. And the other one that I guess they say is something like income tax, the tax that they take from you. But actually, they also said, they call something corporate tax, the profit that you're making. Eventually, Ghana will slap something on it for you. And VAT, value added tax as well. All those you must learn them. I'm not a tax expert, so I'm just saying that these are things that you have to learn. People have dedicated a lot of their time studying these things, and you should, especially if you have a friend who is into accounting, who is into tax issues, talk to them, ask them a lot of questions, educate yourself. It's important that even if you don't pay anything, at least be aware of them, and those who live outside the continent too, the same. Because one of the vehicles that the rich is always using, that the other people are always fighting, is the taxes. It's the taxes. The reason they created corporations, limited liabilities, is so that people will continue to make a lot of money, and the rest of the people will work for them. Never forget that. If you have, for instance, a limited liability company, you have the liberty to spend a lot of money before you pay the tax. So some people will never even spend anything in their name in highly regimented tax countries, because the tool they use is the limited liability company. So everything that the company spends, they could even, the house that they live in may even be in the name of the company. It may not be in their name at all. So they spend before they pay the tax. So that's why some people are fighting. They say they make a lot of billions, but they still don't pay tax. They pay. They have employed a lot of people, and the salaries that they pay, they take taxes from them. Then somebody says that, we are working and pay 50%, because yes, you are not providing much services in terms of what they want people to employ people, and therefore if you create a business, at least they assume that you are helping the government. That's what they assume. And so study it. It's critical. In Ghana, it's very important that you study, even if you don't pay. A lot of people will say, but you can't dodge it anyway. Now they even, it's on your mobile money. So if you send money to your friend, if you send money to your mother, if you send money to you, they want to take that. Study it. It's very much important. Don't say that it's not. You are always studying Manchester United. You are reading My Bet. The very rich people, they know these things, and that's why they are rich. They study them. They study them. Be good with numbers. So educate yourself about the taxes in your country, in Ghana. Educate yourself. Read about them. Go to their website, Ghana Revenue Authority. Go to their website. Read about it. If you can spend time reading about all those things that you read about for fun, you can also spend time to read about our tax laws. It's key that you educate yourself. Every now and then, refresh your mind. Go to their website, read about some of them you may not even understand, but still read about them. Read about them for anything. Nobody takes any tax from you for reading about the taxes that you have to pay. But there are a lot of calculations that the people who are involved know. For instance, there's a bracket. Maybe you make 1,000 cities. There's a bracket. The Ghana's one is there's a certain level that you don't pay anything. Then there's a certain level they slap something on you. There's a certain level that, they do a lot of calculations. They have it on their website. Go look at it. It's mathematics. It's not that difficult. Accounting is mathematics. If you're very good with little maths, even if you're not good, ask them questions. This is 1%, 1.7% on what? What does that mean? Ask them. If you go to any tax office, don't be afraid of them. They don't have to intimidate you. You are not at war. You're not a criminal. You're just a citizen. If you don't understand, ask questions. Ask them, especially if you're doing business. Ask them. You can, if your business has to grow, there's no way that your business would employ, let's say, 700 people, 1,000 people that you can hide from the government. It's not possible. You know, so if you're going to grow, then this is one of the things that you have to learn. Just learn them. Even if you import things, you know, you pay taxes on them. Even if you go to buy some things, there are things that they always, your VAT, they say that the cement that you're buying, there's VAT charge on them, you know. So go there and ask questions. Go there, they will not. And once you register the business and the business is trying to pick shape, a lot of questions. It's very much important that you are aware. You are aware of what all these things entail. Just be aware, at least. So today we are talking about taxes. I'm saying that educate yourself if you're a citizen, and educate yourself if you are interested in building a business. Entrepreneurs must educate themselves. They call something PAYE. You know, the taxes that you take from the salary of your workers. You know, so if you pay them 300, there's something that they do, and they tell you that you have to pay this to the government. So if you have 10 workers, you take that and you give it to the government. You know, there is something that the company, if it's a limited liability, you pay. If it's an enterprise, there's also a percentage that you pay. And talk to an accountant. Talk to any friend. That's why it's good to have friends in different fields, where they will explain to you these things that they explain. So ask them questions. My friend Resford, you ask him a lot of questions. You ask him this, ask him that, ask him that. Yes, it's good that you ask questions. It's important. You don't have to be a tax expert, but you have to know what it involves, you know. And VAT, we all know, is everywhere. You go to eat, they ask you bring VAT certificate, VAT receipt. They ask you, you know, good citizens who ask you. So study this. Don't run away from them. It's not. You don't have to be scared. So you are not a criminal for starting a business. You just have to know, and don't run away from them. Engage them. Some of them. There is always somebody good somewhere who will help you to understand these things. You know, that's the way it is done in our country. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. Can get another one.
Anyway, I mean, yes. These things we are talking about, unless you make conscious effort to sit down and learn,
you have to be confident, courageous.
Anyway, you have to sit down and ask questions and look for answers.